Thenanagoth, he whispered in the air. A breathing area in the forest. The cicuses continue in the shadows. The old adventure trees. They talk about raw and old matter. It is a mud house. She knows that she knows. They are familiar with their own heart. Let put the legs on his legs. He understands the air in the air. Simple but not easy. The long days and nights are higher. I spent my days in the field. My hands are rough, moderate, but I can find it clear. I live a lonely life. Men understand that it is related to the forest. They see it as a dark and dangerous place. Lomi is better aware. He saw his beauty, his secret heart. Despite its pain, the project is strong. I was silent, the power from the inside. Like a storm-covered tree, the roots are deep. I don't care about the conflict, but I don't fall under him. Letty's eyes refuse to show. Districts in the morning, turning in adultery, and drawing well-known by the Ithia Lealto roads. He walks with relief, and his feelings returning to the good lack of the forest. The knife falls under the foot. The sound is subject to wet. The powerful toy movement between the trees shakes the spine. Strangers are amazing in Thenanagoth. Their lifestyles often carry the wave of disturbing. The forest contains breathing and whispers, S2. I swallow the quiet forest. The race is different. He was careful and came to the town. There is no simple sensation, but silence in silence. The villagers attacked the obedient air, whispering, nervously shining. The weather was beaten by emotion. My old man, his stubborn face was worried and caught his wife's eyes. He approached him, his voice was hardly gentle. The stranger arrived this morning. He was happy, and his eyes fell into fear and astonishment. Sudur is one of the mountains. The unbreakable man is in the middle of a long, tall, and superior man in the dark. Even a distance, and the project can feel the power that illuminates it. As an eye, money chips. Apparently, he seemed to see the deepest fears of his secret desires through the villagers. He spoke, his voice seemed low, wrapped under the legs of the resonance. I found a shelter. He expressed his words, and his words suddenly showed themselves in silence. The storm arrives, a storm that consumes everyone, shape. The day you use the day words that hang in the atmosphere of air and supernatural silence in Oragoth, very sad. The forests were taken, whispered, and their energy is their strength. The feeling of allowing growth arises. Something was again, I could feel it with the bones. Foreign arrival interrupts good balance in its world. Its presence is a non-uniform forest synchronization reminder. Let will find a notch along the forest, a residence against the weak light of its silhouette. It seemed to abuse the silence of the forest. When he approached, he felt a strange scene, fear and strange quotes. When he approached, his dark eyes shook his spine with his dark strength. Don't worry about me. According to him, his voice shouted when he shaked the air around him. It is not a question, but monitoring. The stranger sneaks for a moment in his eyes. Little feel your weight, the weight it left. It continues as a heavy air before the summer storm. The forest contains forest breath, the usual whisper, the storm from the inside. He later replied, his voice was low and paid. He is afraid of terror and fear of human hearts. His words seem to hang out with the wind. Healthy. He wants to eat. A stranger says that he covers the darkness of darkness and eliminates darkness and leans before his will. He returned to the project, and his dark eyes had done it again. Forests whisper to an imbalance. He said he did not hear his voice immediately, that he did not eliminate her immediately. Grands waited on earth. The storm, the child, and those whispering only show their anger. What should I do? He requested and whispered his voice. He's not sure to be able to listen to the answer, but he should ask. The words of unknown words see the seeds of doubt in their mind and do not understand the ordinary rupture. He looked at him, strange sadness of his own qualities. He said, "You decide for you. Child, you are like trees and air from the corner of the world. Listen to your heart, Mud. He knows how you need to get there. Light alone, an unknown person who shows the silence of the forest. The sun came out of the sky and left the sun, but did not find the beauty of the night. A strange warning in which the storm deals with the words feels deep. When he went to the town, his thoughts were running. What does this storm mean? That is about a deep connection with the rhythms of the forest, with a natural world. But the stranger talked about darkness, the suffering found in people's hearts. They stopped throughout the town of Let, and its branches used the cabins. Laughter in the air at night, but the supernatural voice is more than a foreign word. How do they care so they forget the darkness that wrapped them? She thinks of a stranger. Her eyes are full of strange sadness and knowledge. He spoke to listen to his heart and found what he wanted. But what is that? He can do what he does. A lonely woman in her own world to avoid future storms. The next morning, Letley looking for the oldest people. She talks about the meeting of a stranger and warns the next storm. Discuss the part of the jungle whisper, speaking about the growing unbalanced air. First, they rejected their concerns. They talk about the alley of the ancient woman and the corner of a stranger. He speaks with confidence inside. His words show that warnings about the forest immediately. The Prime Minister continued. Finally, the storm is not from heaven. It appeared in the town. The old hatred of fear and uncertainty was over. Unknown words excite the darkness, hunting the government that scares them all. The project was found in the center of Montram, its connection in the forest, deep understanding of its guide only. He knows that the only time is to restore the pact of man, nature, ensure that. Sukumat fell to a stranger. It is not a noise anticipating this storm. This silence feels different. After the rain, quiet, a living breath of respiratory moments. Once at that time, a thicker feeling of peace arises in darkness and fear. The storm of anger rose its anger, and instead of crushing, the Thenanagoth is completely cleaned. The villagers began to choose, tired but enlightened. Your life, the forest and the light of light, sigh. Trees, its naked branches, naked by naked for storm outrage. Once upon a time, the time of angry and bred and returned, it was higher today, but full of a feeling of deep gratitude. Funds that closed the force of the ground under the eyes, pressured from the ground under their feet, and the most introduced force of the jungle full of it, and the sedative. Unknown words were played in their opinion. Listen to your heart. He knows how you need to get there. The villagers analyzed the rural areas with respect and surprise, while the project joined the forest. They are a sincere courage they presented for the first time. She becomes a symbol of hope and becomes a clear image of good balance between human and nature. The project adopts a back, knowing that true victory is not in an individual force, but about a new unit. The storm taught them that everyone was involved with them. They call home. He took a few normal weeks, a few weeks, but it was a new normal one built at the base, understand and respect the good balance to stay together. The villagers and the villagers who lead Lomi's wisdom listened to the forest, but began working in harmony with the earth, not against him. Erisianos are no longer related to negligence followed. The harvest progresses. The air feels clearer and the feeling of peace on earth.